Namaskar and welcome to Sansad TV. I'm your host Rajiv Kumar Singh and you have started watching House Highlights, the program where we bring a comprehensive overview of the day's proceedings from both the Houses of Parliament. Before we delve into the details, let us begin with the headlines. Both the Houses of Parliament disrupted over opposition demand to hold discussion on voter list SIR exercise in Bihar. Proceedings adjourned for the day after several disruptions. Parliamentary Affairs Minister criticizes the behavior of the opposition. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal makes a suo motu statement in Parliament on US tariffs. Says talks with America are ongoing. Emphasizes India will protect the interests of its farmers and domestic industries. The country moving towards self-reliance, says the minister. And scientists praised in Parliament for the successful launch of NASA and ISRO's NISA satellite. Elders appreciate the achievement. Mission a historic achievement of Indian space science, says the Lok Sabha Speaker. Let us now take a look at what took place on Thursday in the Rajya Sabha. On the commencement of the Rajya Sabha on Thursday, Deputy Chairman Harivansh congratulated the scientific community on the successful launch of the NASA ISRO Earth Observation Satellite. He emphasizes that the mission reflects India's growing prominence as a trusted and capable spacefaring nation. He further reiterated that this remarkable stride by our scientific community in advancing the frontiers of knowledge is ultimately for the betterment of humanity.
Honorable members, it's a matter of great national pride that India has successfully launched the NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar NISAR satellite from the Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. It's a landmark collaborative mission between the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, of the United States. The mission reflects India's rising stature as a trusted and capable space-faring nation and underscores the remarkable strides made by our scientific community in advancing the frontiers of knowledge for the betterment of humanity. On behalf of the entire House, I place on record our heartfelt appreciation and congratulations to the scientists, engineers, and all personnel of ISRO and the collaborating teams at NASA, whose tireless dedication and brilliance have made the pioneering mission a reality.
As soon as the question hour proceedings began in the Rajya Sabha, members of the Congress and some other opposition parties started sloganeering. Ghanshyam Tiwari, who was presiding in the House, appealed for order to prevail. Meanwhile, leader of the House, J.P. Nadda, criticized the opposition for its boycott of the House during the discussion on Operation Sindoor.
Respected sir, yesterday after a long discussion on Operation Sindoor, some of the opposition parties staged a walkout when the Honorable Home Minister commenced his reply. In this regard, I draw the attention of the Honorable members to the proceedings of both houses in the aftermath of the terrorist attacks in Mumbai in December 2008. It is a matter of record that discussions took place in both the houses on the statement made on behalf of the Ministry of Home Affairs. In the Lok Sabha, the then Home Minister and the Prime Minister replied to the debate, and in the Rajya Sabha, the then Minister of Home Affairs replied to the discussion. Sir, it is a matter of record that the chair had made it clear during the BSc meeting and in the House that it is the prerogative of the government to decide which minister should speak and reply to the discussion in the House. The opposition parties had demanded for a discussion and to elicit the information from the government on Operation Sindoor. However, when the opportunity came, the opposition parties in Rajya Sabha chose to walk out without listening to the Home Minister, to the reply by the Home Minister. Therefore, the demand of the opposition parties yesterday was clearly misplaced, and it displays a double standard given in the precedent I quoted just now about the discussions in both the houses on the Mumbai terror attack.
The presiding chairman called a member to ask his question. Meanwhile, the sloganeering in the House intensified, after which the proceedings were adjourned for the second time till 2 o'clock.
The House stands adjourned to meet at 2 p.m.
When the House reassembled at 2 p.m., the opposition started obstructing the proceedings again. During the commotion, opposition leader Mallikarjun Kharge expressed his views on the statement of the leader of the House, J.P. Nadda, made earlier. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju then clarified that who responds to any discussion is the government's prerogative and not that of the opposition. After this, the proceedings were adjourned again.
माननीय लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी ने जो कहा वो सबके लिए, हाउस के लिए भी एक रिकॉर्ड का बात है, इसलिए मुझे इसका रिएक्शन जरूर क्लैरिफिकेशन देना होगा। नड्डा जी ने, लीडर ऑफ द हाउस ने आज जो कहा, क्योंकि आप लोग कल नारा में भी कि प्रधानमंत्री जी सदन में क्यों नहीं आए और इसका जवाब क्यों नहीं दिया, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का जवाब का यही नारा था। और कहने का यह था कि 2008 में मुंबई जो अटैक हुआ था, टेररिस्ट लोगों ने किया था, उसमें भी बहुत गंभीरता से दोनों सदन में चर्चा हुई थी। और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में भी जैसा ऑपोजिशन ने मांग किया और सरकार ने माना और हम लोग ने चर्चा किया। सवाल यह है कि उन्होंने कल प्रधानमंत्री जी को जवाब देने के लिए कहा। परसों ही लोकसभा में 1 घंटे और 42 मिनट तक प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पूरा खुल करके देश के सामने में अपना बात सदन के माध्यम से रखा। अब अगले दिन यह जवाब था और गृह मंत्री उस पूरे संबंधित जो चर्चा हुए उसको जवाब देने के लिए वो सक्षम है। तो जब गृह मंत्री जी ने जो जवाब दिया तो उन्होंने ऑब्जेक्शन किया, इसीलिए लीडर ऑफ द हाउस ने क्लैरिफिकेशन किया कि 2008 में भी प्रधानमंत्री मनमोहन सिंह जी ने जवाब नहीं दिया था, उस समय भी गृह मंत्री जी ने जवाब दिया था। और वैसे भी ये सामूहिक जिम्मेदारी होता है। कैबिनेट में प्रधानमंत्री और उनके जितने भी कैबिनेट सदस्य हैं उसमें से कौन जवाब देगा ये ऑपोजिशन पार्टी तय नहीं कर सकता है, ये सरकार ही तय करता है। ये रिकॉर्ड क्लियर होना चाहिए।
The House stands adjourned to meet at 4:30 p.m. today.
Deputy Chairman Harivansh informed the House on Thursday that a total of 30 hours and 6 minutes had been lost this session. He stated that while the House had the opportunity to raise 120 questions and special mentions each over 120 hours, only 11 questions were raised and 17 special mentions were taken up, totaling just 3 hours. Harivansh stressed that this was a waste of the people's mandate and emphasized that the need for introspection on individual behavior was there.
Honorable members, आप सबसे अनुरोध हुई। In this session, we had opportunity to raise 120 questions, 120 0 hours and 120 special mentions, where else only 11 questions, 3 0 hours and 17 special mention could be done. Total time lost was 30 hours and 6 minutes. This time was members' time and not government's business time. Again, I would like to repeat, please, this time was members' time and not government business time. The mandate given by the people has not been fulfilled. It's a high time for us to introspect in the context of resolution unanimously. Please, just listen. Tiruchi, just listen 1 minute. एक बार chair को बोलने का 1 मिनट मौका दे, please. The mandate given by the people has not been fulfilled. It's a high time for us to introspect in the context of resolution unanimously adopted by the Rajya Sabha on 1st September 1997 on the occasion of Golden Jubilee of Independence, which inter alia stated, I quote, that the prestige of the Parliament be preserved and enhanced, also by conscious and dignified conformity to the entire regime of rules of procedure and conduct of business of the Houses and directions of the presiding officers relating to orderly conduct of business, more especially by maintaining the inviolability of the question hour, refraining from transgressing into the official areas of the House or from any shouting of slogans. ये हमारा संकल्प था. हम खुद आत्मनिरीक्षण करें कि संसद में अपने लिए गए संकल्प के बारे में हम किस तरह का आचरण कर रहे हैं. प्लीज नाउ प्लीज.
Deputy Chairman Harivansh informed the House that 28 notices had been submitted under Rule 267 on a range of issues. These included the alleged discrimination against Bengali migrant workers, the reported unjust arrest of 2 nuns in Chhattisgarh, the tariffs recently announced by US President Donald Trump, and a special intensive revision SIR of electoral rolls in Bihar. The Deputy Chairman further informed the House that these notices were rejected based on directives issued by the Chair on December 8th and December 19th, 2022.
The notices of Sri Niranjan Bisi, Sri Devashish Samantray, Srimati Sulata Dev, Dr. Sasmit Patra, Sri Manas Ranjan Mangraj, Sri Subhashish Khuntia, Sri Mujibullah Khan have demanded discussion over the issue of increasing heinous crimes against women and girl children in Odisha. The notices of Sri Neeraj Dangi, Sri Akhilesh Prasad Singh, Sri Rajiv Shukla, Sri Sanjay Singh, Sri Saket Gokhale, Sri Abdul Wahab, Srimati Renuka Chaudhary, Susri Susmita Sen, Srimati J.B. Mathur Hisam have demanded discussion over the concerns arising out of a special intensive revision of electoral rolls undertaken by the Election Commission in Bihar. The notices of Srimati Mausam B. Noor, Sri Rita Brata Banerjee, Sri Tiruchi Siva, Srimati Sagarika Ghosh have demanded discussion over the discrimination against Bengali migrant workers in other states. The notices of Sri Jose K. Mani, Sri Harish Biran, Dr. John Britas have demanded discussion over the alleged unjust arrest of 2 nuns in Durg, Chhattisgarh on 25th July 2025. The notices of Sri Sandosh Kumar P, Sri P.P. Sunir, Dr. V. Sivadasan have demanded discussion over the serious impact of the 25% tariffs and the extra penalty imposed by the US President Trump on Indian goods. Notices of Sri Samik Bhattacharya, please. Sri Samik Bhattacharya demands discussion over the direct threat to constitutional authority of the Election Commission and electoral integrity in West Bengal. The notice of Sri Ramji Lal Suman demands discussion over the unprecedented and unexpected resignation of the Honorable Chairman Rajya Sabha. Since these notices do not conform to the detailed directives imparted by the Chair on 8/12/2022 and 19/12/2022, the same are declined.
Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal made a suo motu statement in the Rajya Sabha on Thursday. Goyal said the government is studying the implications of the tariff announcements made by US President Donald Trump. The minister mentioned that India will take all steps to protect its national interests. Let us listen to the whole statement made by the Commerce and Industry Minister.
I would like to apprise the House about the statement by the President of the United States of America on 30th July 2025 regarding applicable tariff on bilateral trade from 1st August 2025. On 2nd April 2025, the US President had issued an executive order on reciprocal tariffs imposing additional duties ranging from 10% to 50% on imports from its trading partners. A baseline duty of 10% has been effective from 5th April 2025. The additional duty on India was announced at 26%, including baseline tariff of 10%. Originally, the full country-specific additional duty was to be effective from 9th April 2025, but was postponed initially for 90 days on 10th April 2025 and further extended up to 1st August 2025. Honorable Chairman, sir, India and the US entered into negotiations for a fair, balanced and mutually beneficial bilateral trade agreement in March 2025 with a target to complete the first tranche of the agreement by fall of 2025. The two sides finalized the detailed terms of reference to enter into negotiations of the BTA on 29th March 2025 during the first physical round of discussions held at New Delhi. Thereafter, 4 physical rounds of negotiations have taken place between both sides in New Delhi and Washington, D.C. to work towards finalization of the BTA in accordance with the agreed terms of reference. In addition, there have been many virtual meetings between the two sides. Mr. Chairman, sir, the implications of the recent development are being examined by the government. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry is engaged with all stakeholders, including exporters and industry, for taking feedback of their assessment of the situation. The government attaches the utmost importance to protecting and promoting the welfare of our farmers, workers, entrepreneurs, exporters, MSMEs, and all sections of industry. We will take all necessary steps to secure and advance our national interest. Mr. Chairman, sir, in just over a decade, India has rapidly transformed from being one of the fragile 5 to the fastest growing major economy in the world. We have risen from the 11th largest economy to one of the top 5 economies, driven by our reforms, hard work of our farmers, MSMEs and entrepreneurs. It is also widely expected that we will become the 3rd largest economy in a few years. Today, international institutions and economists see India as the bright spot in the global economy. India is contributing to almost 16% of global growth. Mr. Chairman, sir, in the last decade, the government has taken transformative measures to promote India as the manufacturing hub of the world, driven by the Make in India initiative. India's young, skilled and talented workforce is driving innovation and competitiveness of Indian industry. Our exports have steadily increased during the last 11 years. In an increasingly protectionist world, India has done mutually beneficial trade agreements with UAE, UK, Australia and EFTA countries. We are also committed to similar trade agreements with other countries. We are consistently working for the welfare of the farmers and Indian agriculture to promote prosperity and ensure food security.
Dolaji, I warn you. Please come up. Please.
The government is confident that we will continue our fast-paced journey of inclusive growth and sustainable development towards the goal of Viksit Bharat 2047.
Let us now take a look at what took place in the lower house on the 9th day of the monsoon session. Proceedings in the Lok Sabha on Thursday began with the Speaker congratulating NASA-ISRO team on successful launch of NISA satellite on board GSLV F-16 on Wednesday. The satellite was launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh.
माननीय सदस्यगण, दिनांक 30 जुलाई 2025 को श्री हरिकोटा स्थित सतीश धवन अंतरिक्ष केंद्र GSLV F-16 रॉकेट के माध्यम से नासा इसरो सिंथेटिक अपर्चर रडार सैटेलाइट का सफलतापूर्वक प्रक्षेपण किया गया है। ये अपनी तरह का पहला मिशन है जिसके माध्यम से इस उपग्रह को सूर्य समकालिक ध्रुवीय कक्षा में स्थापित किया गया है। इस उपग्रह को माइक्रोवेव इमेजिंग के उद्देश्य से भारत के इसरो और यूएस के नासा द्वारा संयुक्त रूप से विकसित किया गया है। इस मिशन का उद्देश्य वैश्विक लैंड इकोसिस्टम तथा समुद्री क्षेत्रों का अध्ययन करना है। हमें अंतरिक्ष वैज्ञानिकों की इस उत्कृष्ट उपलब्धि पर अत्यंत गर्व है। ये सभा इस सफलता के लिए भारतीय अंतरिक्ष अनुसंधान संगठन के वैज्ञानिकों की टीम को बधाई देती है और उनके द्वारा भविष्य में किए जाने वाले प्रयासों में के लिए सफलता की कामना करती है।
The Lok Sabha Speaker then informed the House about the panel of chairpersons, announcing that N.K. Premchandran was included in the panel.
माननीय सदस्यगण, मुझे सभा को सूचित करना है कि लोकसभा के प्रक्रिया तथा कार्य संचालन नियम 9 के अनुसार मैंने श्री N.K. प्रेमचंद्रन को सदस्य को सभापति तालिका के लिए सदस्य के रूप में नाम निर्दिष्ट किया है।
Soon as the Speaker commenced the question hour, the opposition MPs began raising slogans. Only one question could be asked. Even that single question could not be answered due to the constant sloganeering. The chair appealed for decorum to be maintained in the House. The Speaker asked the protesting members to go back to their seats, but to little avail. The House was then adjourned till 2 p.m.
आप प्रश्नकाल जैसे महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर चर्चा नहीं करना चाहते, आप शून्यकाल में अपने क्षेत्र की समस्याओं को नहीं उठाना चाहते। माननीय सदस्य, मैं खुला आग्रह कर रहा हूं, अगर तख्तियां लेकर आएंगे तो सदन की कार्रवाई नहीं चलेगी। आप सदन को नियोजित तरीके से बाधित करना चाहते हैं, प्रश्नकाल जैसे विषय पर चर्चा नहीं करना चाहते। माननीय सदस्य, फिर मैं आग्रह कर रहा हूं, आप अपनी अपनी सीट पर जाइए। आपको इसलिए भेजा है, जनता ने चुनकर नारेबाजी के लिए भेजा है, तख्तियों के लिए भेजा आपको। यह सदन चर्चा संवाद के लिए है, जनता के विचारों, उनके अपेक्षाओं, आकांक्षाओं को व्यक्त करने के लिए। आपका यह तरीका उचित नहीं है। आप लाखों लोगों से चुनकर आते हैं, अपने कार्य व्यवहार को, आचरण को ठीक करिए। दुनिया देख रही है आपको, आपके मतदाता आपको देख रहे हैं। फिर मैं आग्रह कर रहा हूं, आप अपनी अपनी सीट पर बैठे, तख्तियां हटाएं। सदन की कार्रवाई आज 2 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
After the House reassembled at 2 p.m., important ministry and department-related papers were tabled on the floor of the Lok Sabha. The papers laid on Thursday included those from the Ministries of Power, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Ministry of Jal Shakti and Ministry of Civil Aviation. Next up, Ganesh Singh made a statement related to the Committee on Welfare of Other Backward Classes. Reports of Standing Committee on Finance were also tabled. Ministers made statements too. The statements made on Thursday concern the status of implementation of the recommendations contained in the second report of the Standing Committee on Water Resources on demands of grants. Another statement was made regarding the status of implementation of the recommendations contained in the 334th report pertaining to the Ministry of Civil Aviation. The House reassembled at 4 p.m. after another adjournment. The Speaker first asked the Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal, to make a statement regarding the tariffs announced by the US President Donald Trump, following which he announced the commencement of 0 hour. However, as the House was not in order, it had to be adjourned for the day.
शून्यकाल नहीं करना चाहते आप? माननीय सदस्य नहीं बोलना चाहते? बोलना चाहते हो? सदन में चर्चा करना चाहते हो? या नारेबाजी करना चाहते हो? सदन में अगर चर्चा करना है तो अपनी सीट पर जाइए, और नारेबाजी करना है तो सदन के बाहर सड़कों पे करो. यहां नारेबाजी नहीं अलाउ है. जाइए. सभा की कार्रवाई शुक्रवार दिनांक 1 अगस्त 2025 को प्राप्त 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है.
That's all in this bulletin. We will continue to track the proceedings of Parliament throughout the monsoon session and keep you abreast of all important developments in our program, House Highlights. Till we meet next time, goodbye.